In Sabo, price structures are used to set your capacity, discounts, how much you'd like to charge for those discounts, and any extra fees and charges that might sit on top of those ticket prices. You can also set inside charges. One major thing to note, if you have an event that has multiple performances with different pricing on different days, something like a matinee or a cheap Tuesday, you will need to build a separate price structure for each. Then when you build your event, you'll be able to allocate the appropriate price structure to the correct date and time. Let's begin. Select your venue from the venue drop-down list. Please remember, if you build your price structure in the wrong venue, you'll have to rebuild it from scratch. Click on Event Tools, then Price Structures. Select your layout from the drop-down and the page will refresh. Click New. Now we need to name our price structure. We enter a short name. Please make sure you don't have any spaces in this field. Then you enter a price structure long name. This time you can add spaces. You can then click on Add Date and Time to stamp the price structure. Press Go. Now we will create our price scale. At the top of the page next to Current Price Scale, click on New. In the pop-up box next to the long name, type in Reserved Seating. Please note that your customers will be able to see this name online. You can now click Submit. Once the page refreshes, click on the Select by All radio button. Click on a seat and this will highlight all of the seats on your map. Once all seats are highlighted, select the Reserved Seating scale from the drop-down and click Assign. When all seats have been assigned a price scale, we can click Go to continue. Now we will assign our ticket types to our sources. Tick the square box next to the discount underneath each source column. For this example, we're going to sell tickets through primary box office, over the internet and over the phone. You can default a discount to the top of your sales flow list by clicking on the round radio button next to the appropriate discount. We will set our adult to appear first. One common mistake on this page is assigning the complimentary ticket to the internet source, in effect making them available online. Once you have activated your discounts, click Go. We will now program our prices. You don't need to apply cents if they're not applicable, and if it's a family or a group type discount, please apply the individual ticket price here. Then we click Go. Now we will enter our extra charges. The first page that we see are our outside charges for the PBO source. These charges are added to the ticket prices that you set in the price grid section. Patrons will also see these charges during the sales process. The top half of the page contains your per transaction charges, while the bottom half of the page contains your per ticket charges. By clicking on the source tabs, you will refresh the page and you can apply separate transactions and per ticket charges to each source. To complete your extra charges, you must fill every value in every source with a figure, even if the figure is 0. This is where the source copy function becomes useful. Just note that the source copy function will not override a field you have already filled. For this example, we will utilize both inside charges and outside charges. We'll have an outside transaction charge of $2.95 on the phone source, and a $1 per ticket fee as the inside charge across all sources. Every other field will contain 0. Please remember, if you're not using any extra charges, you will not need to enter the inside charge area at all. In the PBO source, you will notice a box on the top right named Per Transaction Charges. This is where our transaction charge names will be stored. We can pre-select these names or you can create new ones. Let's create a new one by moving to the left field. Give it a relevant name. You can then add our charge to the charge box and click Add, so the name and the charge move to the right hand side. Now we move to our per ticket fees. Click on the $ against the adult discount. Once the page pops up, click on the No Charge. You'll see it appears at the bottom. Enter the charge 0. Then click Copy to every value in the row and click Copy to every value in the column. Click Update and then click Submit. On the right hand side under Shortcuts, click on the All link and then click Copy. Now we will add our $2.95 transaction fee to the phone source. We click on Phone, select the transaction fee. You'll see it appears now on the left hand side. We add our charge and we click Update. You've now completed all of your outside fees. Now we're going to move to our inside charges. We click on the Inside Charges link. This page is the same as the outside charges, so we need to assign a transaction charge for our PBO source. We're going to choose No Transaction Charge. We enter the value and we click Update. Then we need to assign our $ per ticket fee. We click on the $ next to Adult. Select Inside Charge, add the $ value and then click Update. We then select Copy to the column and Copy to the row and click Submit. We now need to copy this information across to all of our sources. We can use the copy function for this. Click on All and then click Copy. That information will now be copied across to all sources. We can click Submit. Our price structure is now complete, so we can click Submit.